Alright, they're officially starting. Hey everyone, welcome to the very first video of the channel. I'm going by the name Rhythm and Verse, and I'm starting to play Rise of Kingdoms. I should probably turn that down a little bit. But yeah, I played this game a while. I've watched like Chisgul and mainly just Chisgul for a while. And then stopped playing for a while, but after giving a lot of games a try, man, I just can't find one that I like as much as this, so I tried to play for a couple weeks, and then something came up and I paused it, and then I just decided I'm probably going to play it for a while. I'm going to try to, so may as well just start a whatever channel out of it. I don't know. There's some things I still remember how to do that are kind of like mechanics in the game, but I'm sure there's a lot of things that's changed. I know there's a lot of canoe commanders and stuff, but I'm sure a lot of other stuff that's changed too. But yeah, so this is, I don't know if you're new. If anyone's new, I don't really know how to talk to people on YouTube yet. I haven't done this before. This is the start. This is the continuation of the starting thing. I was trying to set it up for a little while, and I skipped past a little bit. Basically, this is just a continuation of when you start a new account that a lot of people know if you've played this game before. Alright. I don't really know how much I record, but we'll see. Skip. Yes. Parade. And there's a lot of things you could do. I'm going to go over it, but the reason, if I can get her to stop talking a little bit, I'll go ahead and wait. Let me get through the intro first, and then I'll kind of explain what I'm doing, which is what I would honestly recommend other people to do to get a good advantage at the start. Let me just get through tutorial real quick.
The scout will automatically explore this area. You will be notified.
I think that's it. Alright. I think that's it. Claim that there. Okay. Alright, I'm going to talk while I'm pretty much going through this. So, I started I got a lot of accounts too. I'll, like, whenever I switch a character, I'll go ahead and do that. If you're just starting out, and a lot of people would probably, I think a lot of people would agree, whenever you're just starting out, if you're just starting playing this game, which I think it's really fun, I think a good way to test it is just play for like a couple weeks, and it's no secret, it's pretty much a pay-to-win game. There's still a lot of, I'll go into it, hopefully not too much has changed to where you can still be very effective, a lot more effective than the average player. Obviously not as much effectiveness as like a mad whale. Like, you'll see people that have like 200 million power, which is like insane to have, and they have all the best commanders in the game, like everything on the top, so you won't be able to be as efficient or effective as they are, but you can still be pretty effective if you just play, correctly, and you just focus on like specializing and doing one thing. You could do it pretty so where you can have an effect on the game. You won't be the like, I need to look for that. You won't be the like, there's one whale that can literally destroy an entire kingdom kind of thing. You won't be able to do things like that, but you could be pretty effective, unless they've changed it. Hopefully they haven't, but I don't know. Like, I tried playing for a couple weeks, and then so I tried to do, you can go to these channels like Chisgul, which is what I usually watch, to play this, to learn stuff and see what's changed. I did for a little bit. Chisgul, you can go to Logic Bank, I think his name is, and there's a couple other channels that are really good at like telling you how to get advantages and how to do things with little to no money spent. Like, there are people that spend like thousands a month. There are people that spent millions over their entire time in this game. You don't have to do that, and you could be pretty effective too. I'll go over that a little bit. Hopefully it hasn't changed. And there's some things in the beginning that you can do as well. So when I'm going to start here, actually, this is going to be, and Logic Bank is actually like extraordinarily good with it. I watched it a couple times, and he's honestly why I stopped on the first time after like 10 days, and then just tried to get this account going. It's called a sleeper account. So one thing you're actually, let me check actually. One thing they got rid of, I think, is, yep, they got rid of beginner's immigration. Okay, alright. They got rid of it officially today, and this is just what lined up to be the day that I was going to start it, just because it's brand new in the kingdom. If you can go out for a sleeper account, it's good to have a brand new kingdom. And I'll explain why later, or maybe in another video. Other people would be able to explain it too. But yeah, it's only been up for 20 minutes. People are, creating accounts and going everything with this game. That's going to be important later, but it's important to try and get there as early as you can, because it's going to tie into your character creation along with the kingdom creation. It's going to line up pretty close. But yeah, this is going to be what's called a sleeper account, I think. To be able to get, basically without jumpers anymore, there's very little, like that was one way to get a pretty good advantage in at least troop numbers, and whatever, to get an advantage over most of the players. Ideally, just to get a little bit of an advantage for whales. Whales that'll literally max, and I'll explain what that is. They'll max tier 5 troops, is what they're called, the strongest troops in the game, which normally takes like a year, and they'll do it in like a day. So it's just an ability to get like as much of an advantage as possible. And that's what I'll do. So it's basically, I wish I could easily show, but it's basically, I can't really explain it now because there's not what you need to do it isn't actually in picture form yet. If I see it, I'll be able to explain it. But it's basically the ability to get like 10 days of being able to, which is pretty huge in the early game, of 10 days of building and powering up and all that and troop making. And then you just, at a certain time period, go back 10 days to give you those 10 days free ahead of the other players. It's pretty good in my opinion. And that's what I'm doing. I'll get a better way to explain it later, I think. But right now, I'm just trying to get this here. This will probably be a fail video. But I don't know. I don't really know what I'll do with it yet. I don't know. I'll at least record it just while I'm playing the game. I'll probably play the game for a while. So I figured I might as well just make a couple videos of like cool things. I still remember a lot of things you can do with commanders. There's not a lot of creators that I think really go into synergy and anti-synergy. I haven't seen a lot of videos on that. Commanders are these things, which are basically your main troop, the vector of your power, that have cool little abilities, which everyone, if you guys go to this channel, it'll probably be because you played this game before. But there's a lot of synergy that you want with two different commanders. Like these two are well known for being very synergistic, especially for the early game, especially for barbarians. Right? Peacekeeping right here says they do very well against barbarians. And these two are very synergistic, not only because they're both cavalry and peacekeeping, but as you'll find out, they both have very good effects right here. This one right here is really good. Damage versus barbarians, which is all types of damage, which I'll go into later. Other creators have gone into a lot. You can find it elsewhere as well. And 50% more damage, which is a huge thing. Like explaining later, basically being able to double your damage is such a massive thing for both the early game and late game. When you get into like, I'll explain all that later. There's a bunch of seasons. There's different seasons. There's a season of conquest. There's always going to be barbarian events where you need to kill them and they get really strong. It's going to be very important to have commanders like that. And what you'll find out is that the complete free-to-play thing I would just personally, I would never want to do a complete free to play because of the fact that you can like being able to buy something in here that I'll show up here. Can I get it? Yeah, I can show up here. This is probably the single most best way to get everything Gems can buy. And it's like if you consider regular games, like we play like WoW. I played WoW. I played League of Legends for a little while, and got addicted to that a lot. So I quit that because it was too bad word that I don't want to say. And I just couldn't get into any of those games. But they still call you could buy skins and it's not much, right? It's $10. And you'll see what the value of this is later as the game goes on. This is just too good to not do. You'll see like everyone should just spend this, which is a little bit lower than the equivalent of just having a game to play, like WoW, or you play League and you want to buy a skin to have cool characters, or whatever. It's not much at all. I would say that is just because of how good it is. I would find it impossible to, want to play without having something like that. But you can if you want. Free to play is definitely an option. I would definitely recommend. This is a kind of game that's interesting in a way that right off the bat, you want to play it for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even a month, and then don't spend any money. Anything. Don't spend any money. You'll see a bunch of options. It'll be just the game to figure out if you want to play it. It'll be a good way to find out, how you play the game. Like what you should upgrade first, how you can be efficient, things you can do to become stronger, what you should save. There's a lot of things you need to know. That if you start your first account and you play it as you learn it, you'll be like, oh, okay, cool, I could have done this or that and all that to save. And it's really important that you kind of separate it. You do the first account and you just kind of do whatever you want to do. You don't buy anything because it's not an account that you want to be invested in. You don't want to, with your time, it's unfortunate. Rise of Kingdoms, another reason I like it, is that you can literally just log on, play when you want, and just, that's it. It takes like 2 seconds. You can just log on, click a couple things, and then you can log off. Which is good because you can grow while you're working, while you're doing something else. You go to the gym, whatever. But the main reason that you want to do that first and just play for like maybe 15 days to a month with no investment is because momentum is really important for this game. Momentum is the ability to not really stop. And I know it's kind of weird since I kind of just said like, oh, it's a game that you can kind of just play whatever you want. There's nothing. In the early game, you definitely want to spend. It takes like probably 2 hours to get to the point before you can. You can just log on every like an hour while you're awake, and you can just like train your troops. And you can send your farmers out and build stuff and whatever. And you just it takes like 2 minutes, and you just log off. Maybe a minute, 2 minutes, whatever. But momentum. In the early game especially, momentum is important. The ability to get resource advantages and troop advantages and everything possible to maintain and have this number right here. It's your power number. And it's what a lot of people will go by when they consider if they keep you in, if you get a high power alliance, which is this thing. Alliance right here, plenty to choose from. They all want high power players. Right? They all want the high power players. And that's going to determine a lot too. You get into a thing with a lot of members right here, and that has a lot of advantages to go with it. And what you want in order to, and as you'll see, you can see these little things here. This is the power member of every member combined in the alliance together. So divide that by 50. That's like maybe 500,000 power, a little bit less. An average of 400,000 power. I don't have anywhere near that because this is a fresh account. and all those people probably jumped, or they yeah, I mean, they're all jumpers. That's a jumper alliance. There's no other way. It's because sleepers, whatever. And anyway, it's really important that way. It's really important to be at a higher thing, which is why I'm doing a sleeper account. It's really important to just kind of be at the high level of power you can be. And momentum is really important for that. So you can learn a little bit about the game, learn what you can do. You can like watch some videos. I need to get to alliances. I need to get helps. And you can figure out how to gain momentum, which is why I like a sleeper account idea. I haven't done it before. I have a couple accounts I wanted to, and then they added something major in this game to where it would be terrible to do it without it based on where my account was. But it's too good, so I had to restart it. So this will be it. I'll probably be a low spender, whatever, just to kind of, I don't have a life, so I'll just, whatever. I'll work a little more and just put a little bit in here. They'll probably kick me out here, but I want to get helps. Just because my average power level is too low, I would be shocked if I stay in this alliance. And this is where the leader is. No. No, I don't want to use it right now. Alright. So I will do that. So that's basically an intro explanation. And all these topics that I'm talking about are just, they're all ways to get, I need to use that, I'll explain what that is later. They're all ways to get advantages. That it's basically about having the most advantage that you can have, the highest advantage you can have. That's basically the name of the game. And there's a lot of topics in here that each are their own videos, right? This commander is its own video. Ignore all this for now. You're not doing anything with this. This is its own video. There's gems in general, which is its own video, which can go with that, which is weird enough. Speed ups are their own video. Books, which is their own video. All these things, man. Each of these things can be their own video with how important they are. It's insane. It's disgusting. There's a lot to learn, and that's why it's important to just mess around. I would, if anyone's like restarting, or they haven't played in a while, or they're brand new, just make an account, log in whenever you want. What else is? Oh, I forgot about that. And just mess around. Don't spend a dime on the account. You don't even have to spend that much time. Just learn what you can about all of these small little things. And then when you think you're ready, you can do it again. You can just pause maybe like for a week and see if you can get it right or whatever. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things to go into. So yeah, what I'm going to be doing is I want to just pretty much do Click Simulator right now. Pretty much the only thing I want to do is Click Simulator, which is where I get all of these buildings, all that, which is a hub one. So this, I just want to get them all like higher level. Like it's really quick. You'll see it happens instantly, right? I click this here, and then basically it upgrades instantly. So it's really easy to just kind of zoom past the lower levels. And then as the city hall gets higher, as these buildings get higher, of course, as everyone has played this game, it takes a lot longer. But yeah, so we'll explain what this is here while I'm doing it. I'll probably go into all these videos. I don't know what I want to do. I have no idea. There's so much to go over. And a lot of content creators, they do very well. A lot of them quit, though, too. Some of them did. Some notable ones did quit. If Chiskel ever quits, that will be a terrible day. He's definitely who I recommend to go to, by the way, for like anything. I'm not going over anything in detail right now, like at all. I would just go to Chiskel's channel and look up for anything that you're curious about, any quick explanation. I'll do it eventually. And I will cover things that I haven't seen on Chiskel's channel. He might be there, but I just haven't seen it. But But yeah, that's just an original look of how things are going at the start of this account. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video there. I'm pretty much just going to click simulator, and then I'll visit another video and just kind of go over things. And maybe when I have this account where I want it to be, I can start another one. It's called a farm account, and I'll kind of explain things a little more in depth there. And I'll probably just have to backtrack that kind of thing. There's so much to go over, and there's so many ways to get advantages, and there's so many ways to fall behind that you have to look for. But yeah, that's the intro for here. Again, this is like the first YouTube channel I've ever done, first video. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. And I'll explain a lot more as things go on. Thank you guys. Any comments, let me know. I'll try to answer any questions. If you have any information that you think would be good to go over, or hopefully I know about it at least, yeah, I'll try and focus that first. And let me know how I can improve or anything. I'd be curious to know. I want to start doing this kind of format at least while I'm playing the game. Like, I don't see why not. I could turn the game on, turn recording on, and play the game. So yeah, let me know. Let me know down below. Thank you very much, guys.